Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Cities Skylines 2. This is episode 22. This episode is going to be entirely focused, other than trying to work on that subway here at some stage, entirely focused on achievements. That is one of the aspects of what I'm trying to do with this playthrough, is not only hit all the milestones, which we're 3/4 of the way to the next one, and just keep progressing, but it's hard without growing, without doing something to expand, to see those level ups, and we have everything unlocked, so it's slapping stuff down here and there, and really it's making new neighborhoods and putting things into those neighborhoods that I think is going to help us with that XP gain in the short term. But anyway, the achievements are the secondary aspect of what I'm trying to do with this playthrough, is get as many of the achievements as possible. There's at least a couple that are impossible to have to do with modding, and so we're not going to be getting anywhere with those. But there's plenty of expansion room, and there's plenty of achievements to get after. But targeting them specifically is going to be one of the better ways to start hammering out some of those achievements. So let's get in and see what achievements we can get after. We already have my first city, but the inspector. Have a look at each individual info view panel. I somehow missed an info view panel. This is the info view. I had skipped over some of these at some point, so I'm going to be taking a look. You can see kind of where we're in the red on roads. Parking availability is just keeping up, bringing in 108,000 a month. We have traffic. Good to see kind of how that flows. There's a lot of green. There's not too much red out there. I mean, we've done so much to try to deal with the traffic issues that persist. Traffic flow is a good 65%, 70% maybe, 70% through the city. Not amazing, but it's okay. Electricity, hanging in there. Not a lot of excess that's being traded out right now. We can use some more solar panels. Water and sewage is fine. Healthcare and death care. Crematorium availability still continues to be an issue, and primarily through some specific areas. I see. Garbage management, we're doing just fine on that one. We're really handling that well. Fire and rescue. Disaster control, shelter availability is nothing. It's expensive. The upkeep is expensive. I'm running a big risk by not doing anything with it, but I'm not doing anything with it. Jail availability. There's been 33 arrested. There's 25 sentenced. We finally have 25 sentenced, so prison is something we're going to want to add in. Crime probability is at 9% right now. Administration. Education, just keeping up. I see there's nothing through, well, this is all industrial, but nothing down here. We have one way up there, so we're going to need to add in another elementary school in kind of our next offshoot street right there. Transportation. Mail service availability is finally doing something. There is a mail rate versus a processing, and we are not keeping up fully with that one, so we are going to need to do more with it, and our new neighborhood stuff does need some mailboxes. Telecom, we just about got everything covered. It looks like our new industrial area has some needs, and our big neighborhood here is just so busy that it just has additional needs. I mean, it should be covered, it's just not doing great. Leisure, there's stuff. Tourism, city attractiveness is still just a 5. 375 people a month. Seasonal weather effect drops it by 20%. Average hotel night cost $545. Yikes. Outside connections, top imports, grain and convenience food, textiles and other food and beverages. Top exports, petrochemicals, gas. Main thing going out, timber and software. There in the blue, you can kind of see how we've split it up. Little Manhattan, the big concentration, and this new area, a lot of light packed in there. Industrial. Most of this outer stuff is all farm, and then you have our little pocket, our other pocket, this pocket here, and then the main industrial area. but then that's all farmland stuff or timber. Office. You can see how we have our big pocket in Little Manhattan. We got a little pocket here, and a little pocket here. Building levels. For the residential, we're looking a lot of tier 3. Secondary is tier 2. For commercial, we're looking at kind of a real mix of everything but tier 5. Tier 2 getting the biggest share, but definitely not a vast majority or anything. Industrial, we're looking mostly at tier 3 and 4. Office is looking mostly at tier 3, nothing at tier 5. Land value. And there's part of our issue is there's a lot of high land value out there, but very little low value stuff. There's something right there that's in red. That's appears to be the only thing. Company profitability. Average commercial profit 93%, industrial 81, and office 100. Profits looking good. No wonder we're continually making money. Natural resources. We do have a new area here that's, I think that's, or yeah, a big ore deposit back here. We could build something there. We did just move that switch on, but I could scoot the switch on down and put a pocket in there. We have something here, and this is kind of an industrial area. We're definitely not doing anything with that one though. That's not happening. But we could use this one back here. Population. Let's see our busy areas. Birth rate, death rate. Death rate just slightly more than the birth rate, but moved in is a big a big upward trend versus the moved away. Unemployment at 0.1%. Age distribution, 14% are children, 5% are teens, 66% are adults, and 13.8% are seniors. Keeping things happy for the most part, almost across the board. Plus 15 for wealth. That's the thing that's really driving the happiness. But the spacious homes, reliable internet service, abundance of leisure time, walking distance to elementary schools are good. Traffic is a -1. So it's not good, but it's not terrible. Service upgrades, +1. High taxes, also a -1. Abundance of entertainment is +1. And high noise pollution. That's one thing I haven't dealt with, but it's not severe. Citizen wealth, you can see there's plenty of green out there. Workplace availability. Workplace distribution, uneducated. It's about 5,000 unfilled jobs. Poorly educated has 10,000 unfilled jobs. The educated have 13,000 unfilled. The well-educated have 7,000 unfilled. The highly educated have just 1,300. Overall, there's 35,000 open positions with a workforce of 125K, which is more than what our population is in its entirety. So there's a lot of people coming in from out of the city to work in the city. Or that's the total jobs. The total employees is 90,000. Air pollution. There's that real clear direction. Yeah, there's no building. No building that way. We're just going to have to keep that industrial line kind of moving. And if I maybe turn this into commercial, we can avoid and keep this area commercial along there at least. Something big going on up there, but that's beyond the map for us, so it's not a concern. The average air pollution overall, though, is quite low. Ground pollution. Now that's the other one that's a little bit trickier. We have some ground pollution right there on the other side of that highway, just a little bit, enough to want to make changes, but it's all tied into our industrial. There's the noise pollution that we have dealt with, and there was the last one. I just got the achievement for looking at everything. Water pollution, the final one. We do have some water pollution in a couple of areas to watch out for. Alright, well, we are on the verge of 100K people, now at 99,000, and that was another achievement complete, so Go down the list. Happy to be of service. Create a city district and assign a city service to that district. Well, we have city districts. We just don't have any specific assigned. Let's see if we can do something here with Boomtown, like assigning, yeah, local services. I suppose we need to find a service and then try to assign it. There is a crematorium down here somewhere, right? That is a second achievement already done today, as we've assigned that. Key to the city: unlock each building available in the base game. That's going to come down through progression points to get the last few things unlocked. We're very close to hitting this one. That would be the next one. We're just 700 people away from having 100,000, and then we'll hit the 6 figures achievement. Size of golf balls. Okay, hailstorm. Can't do much about that one. Zero emission. Have a city that produces electricity by only using renewable energy sources. That is something we can work on. We're almost out of excess energy, and we have renewable energies for everything except this gas power plant, which has not experienced any upgrades, I see. 253 megawatts that we would need to replace. Meanwhile, the solar power plant produces quite a bit less, 163 megawatts. What do we have for upgrades? High voltage substation. That's for a new power line to be built from the power plant. Advanced tracking system. This is going to do what? Panels automatically turn to keep pointing at the sun. That's going to add extra. Increasing the efficiency, which is at just 81% right now.
As a traveler from my homeland,
and then backup battery increases electricity storage capacity. Definitely not a bad thing to have a backup battery. And we have some space right over here to put some backup batteries, so we're going to add in a couple of them.
Here's a tune just for you, and I do hope it provides your aching spirit.
4 of them? Sure, sounds good. Gives us a lot of extra. So
we're live, and we're getting reports.
now electricity production has already jumped to 171 megawatts. So one of them we can expect to produce 2/3. So I think we need to get 2 more solar power plants to do away with the gas power plant. One of them won't quite cover it, but 2 of them will easily cover it. Can I fit one in here? Obviously, I'd have to get rid of these lines or move them underground, but that's a easy enough task. No, it will not fit in that area. Which means we need to find a new place to put it. I was thinking I didn't want to fill in this entire area. There's a good spot to ease off some of the burden of the traffic that would be coming through here. And as it's on top of the hill, I could get 2 of them in actually quite easily right here. Let's hope that there's enough room. Yes, there is. Okay, we're gonna throw in the backup batteries. There we go. Okay, backup batteries. Now we need roads. Okay, I didn't quite get them lined up, but close enough. Alright, that's brought those both online. It's also given us the ability to have a little more residential. There. That brings those both into the network and online. That's going to be a lot of additional power. It's going to take a little bit though. I mean, we're just getting started, but we're looking at charging the battery 250 megawatts. Electricity production, even though it's just getting started, efficiency is very low at the moment, but already over 100 megawatts each. Suspect we'll have well over 100 in addition to this, and the electricity trade's gonna go up a lot. For now it's not there because we're charging batteries, keeping our own reserve power online. But I very much like how this is going to ease the burden of traffic into this neighborhood by having something a little bit different here on top. Now, once those are fully operational, if we're looking at a 175-ish versus a 253, that means that's an extra 100 megawatts versus what we were producing now. So getting rid of the gas power plant help us out, but we've got to give it just a little bit of time. Right, we haven't even filled up batteries yet. Ooh, that pushed us towards 17 though. And we're still pushing towards that 100K. And we're pushing towards 200 million. A lot of good things happening at the moment. Police is fine through there. Fire is fine through there. Education, once you get over here, is not. But we have not gone this way with the road just yet. It is through the neighborhood anyway. Not planning on going too far with it yet, but we need that school, and that seems to be the place that I want to be putting it. Yeah, that's very handy, so we'll put it partway down the road here. We've already got one post-sorting facility out here somewhere, but seem to need another. We're just not sorting enough of it, so we're going to throw this in on the out here direction. Let's see here, automated sorting. Got another achievement. That's because we just topped 100K. 100K in the area now. We have done it, so big milestone right there. Add this one in out here to help deal with the burden through this area. It's not so much the range that's an issue, it's the amount in the area. So it's like we need to get another one up here. Still in elementary school, so student is still in elementary. It's going to take a while, I think, to finish off that particular achievement. But we've already done, what, 3 today? The inspector, happy to be of service, and 6 figures. Electricity by only using the renewable resources. That's the one we were working on. And all we have to do is get rid of the plant now. The gas plant. And I think we would have that. Build an airport. We have an airport, but maybe that achievement wasn't available at the time that we placed it. I wonder if I just kind of... Would that give us the credit? No. No, it didn't. Let's move it back to where it was. Subway station has really helped alleviate some of the traffic that the bus line was bringing. I've noticed that some of our buses have very, very crowded stops. It's still showing not enough power. Okay, 5 city policies. That's something we have not gotten into at all, is city-wide policies. Oh dang, look at that. Taxes, 17 million. Service fees, 3 million. Service trade, $500,000. While our expenses are at 13.4, so we have a $7 million monthly profit. Services themselves, none of them are fully paid for, but all of them are at minimal loss. The electricity and healthcare a little bit higher. Just realized I still never did a screenshot, so we can do something with that. There we go. That completes yet another achievement as we make our run through those today. Policies in 10 different districts. I thought I finished that one last time, but apparently not. We're up to 6 on that, though, so we can kind of go area by area and make sure we have something going on within them like Eugene doesn't. Recycling seems a good program to do throughout the city, so do that in a place like Little Manhattan. There it is. Oh, experience a hailstorm. We have a hailstorm right now. Like, as you assign it, you have to add one. You can't do it later. Maybe that's the issue we're having. Little stalker. Oh, nice. That's the one we're working on that we checked in a little bit ago. Follow a citizen's life path from childhood to old age. He's still a child for now. Editor, yeah, the cartography, that's the ones we want to avoid right now. But reach milestone 20, we're definitely working on that. Getting close, we're about to hit 17. Spider webbing, there's another that we could work on. Transport lines, we have 31 active transport lines. Passenger or cargo or any mix of the two. So we just need 19 more lines. If we build on our subway, that's going to add in another 5 lines or so. So that's one of those targets. But let's not get into that one just yet. We'll do that in a moment, though. Not my happy place. That one's going to be hard to do. We've got happy people. We don't want to make them mad right now. Attractiveness rating definitely needs to come up top of the class. But 15% with a university education. I think we're up at 12 or 13 right now, so it's not far from that. Build 10 parks. We've built a lot more than 10 parks. Plant 100 trees. Landscaping tool. Okay. Spruce, birch, oak, pine. I think pine's going to win the day on this one. Let's use along the highway. No, there's traffic.
Abandoned building.
That's right, Jim.
Might be off by 1 or 2, but we are definitely 90 plus now. There it is.
Thanks, kid.
Colossal gardener. Plant 100 trees. Making good progress, though clearly a few of these are a little bit bugged. We've done an airport. It didn't say which type of airport. It just said plant an airport. Right? Some of these are definitely counting up. Some of these are at 0 and we've done things like building 10 parks. We've built over 100 parks. The squasher downer, bulldoze a total of 1,000 buildings. We got a long ways to go on that one. Welcome, one and all. 6,000 tourists. Now, this is at 0. However, I believe that the way this one's going to count is once we hit 1,000, it'll show 1,000. That's what it did with the population. It was stuck at 90,000, even though we were at 98,000. When we hit 1,000, each 10,000 mark it was taking by. I would imagine this one would tick by at each 1,000 mark. We have yet to get 1,000 tourists at a time. We're getting 50, so we got a long ways to go on that one. Build all unique city service buildings in a single city. That's a lot. That's a lot, and I'm not sure we have every type. Well, obviously we don't have every type right now, but we have most types at the moment. But next up, I think, is our spider webbing, and continuing on with that project. So it is subway expansion time. So we need to get some stops in. We have a stop right there. That is the end of that line currently. I'd like to see a connection into our industrial. Let's extend a line that way. Which means we can put something, say, back here on the back side. That seems a good place for it because we are not well connected there at the moment. And then we can maybe squeeze in another stop down here. And then we can round the corner to get one in by these big guys. Minimal impact. Perfect. 1. Okay, so that's 4 stops through the industrial area. I think that's going to connect up okay. So let's get some track and get that connected. Now we're going to want a new route. Alright, so that brings in 4 new stations to bring in that industrial area into contact. And I'm going to make a new subway line for that. So we're going to put that line from this stop starting here. Alright, so that's our 3rd line. Just looking at the underground station as it was, there's 10 passengers waiting already. That's before you add in the new line. I've got to get these new lines renamed. We can see there's plenty of people that are headed that direction. I do need to make sure that I get in and get our station services at these 4 new stations. So let's do that before I work on the next line. That's subway line number 3 so far. New route at the 3rd stop in the industrial area, and then adding in another stop along the edge of the industrial zone, and then connecting it up to the edge of our new zone, and then there's a lot of new stations through this new zone. Get down to here. Now the only thing is I'm not satisfied with our endpoint. Our endpoint is here in Rascal Flats for now, and there it is, milestone 17, right as we speak. Flourishing Metropolis 17. We're getting so close. 5.4 million, 19 progression points, and 41 more tiles. But let's go ahead and get back. I don't have any further, points for now online. It just ends there. I mean, it's good coverage, but it does not get us into our downtown region at all at this point. But I'm still trying to figure out how to get all of that connected up eventually. But at least we've got it merged, and that'll complete that route. We also need to change the color on it, though, as it's the same color as the last one. And we did get a station as far as right over here. We're not that far away from the subway yard itself, and maybe connecting something this way. But the big overground subway station is over here, and that's the one I'd think we'd want to kind of loop this way, get a stop in over here, and maybe an industrial stop this way before then connecting it up. So that means you could get a stop up the hill there before kind of coming under the river and getting to here. But likewise, we've got whole neighborhoods still to get, and all we've done spiderwebbing wise is add 2 additional routes so far. Rather small increase. And we have a big line along, that's the railroad. We have a big line along here, and then the one along there. But that's is that still highway? It is. This is still highway, King Highway. No stopping along there. And I somehow have bus stations on the highway, but there are a couple people heading for it. So we finally have our first line that's going to be connecting. I've got to make the subway line itself, though. But we've connected the tracks here, added stations here, 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 along through here, eventually connecting up down here. So we finally have what's going to start to resemble a loop that goes through the city, and I think that's going to make it possible to also then link this neighborhood up, as something just happened over there. Major, fast. Weather damage. Okay. Bad storm. Our flourishing metropolis is experiencing a bad storm. Let's go ahead and get that subway line taken care of. Okay, one thing I'm quickly realizing is the more lines I add in, the more we're creating the issue with enough trains. So I think for now, we're going to go ahead and leave things as they are and let the subway lines that we have do their thing and provide us some bonus transportation. Of course, it's too recent to have what we have be super impactful, but we were already looking at 20,000 subway, and just over the course of the episode I've increased that to almost 25,000 with 2 very, very new lines that are being used at overall 80,000 people. I just wish we could do more with tourism, but we'll get there. Can't say with absolute certainty, but I'm pretty sure in the end 7 new achievements over the course of this episode has been a very successful one. Meanwhile, that spiderwebbing progresses a little bit further. We had 3 new lines that we applied over this episode, and we're looking at 16 more to complete that spiderwebbing. We also got 1 more done on last mile marker, with just 3 more milestones to hit there. But this is an odd one that we should have gotten. That's one we should have gotten already. Unlocking new will have to do with the fact that we have 24 progression points that are unused at the moment. So we'll definitely want to push for that here in the near future. You can see there's 3 left to go through there. We still have a handful through here to unlock. These are all done. The Hadron Collider, that's still an option for us. Early disaster warning system, I certainly like that idea of adding that one in. A prison, we now actually have people to jail, so a prison might be a good addition in the near future. And Central Intelligence Bureau, or CIA, or FBI, whatever they want to be calling themselves. A Space Center and International Airport. The Space Center would be a cool one. It's a big attraction for tourism. Parks and Rec has 1 remaining, and the satellite uplink has 1 more remaining there. So, and with 24 points available, we can unlock a few of those, but there's a way to go. Ways to go. We've got to get through those last milestones to eventually unlock all of it, development-wise. Well, we've only just topped that 100,000 without expanding further, without putting more residential down. We've very much limited ourselves. We also have 93 tiles and the money to buy those 93 tiles, so we could really, really squeeze in another neighborhood just about anywhere we want right now. Short term, though, we do have this pocket to fill in and connect up to this traffic circle down here, so we could definitely put in a little more neighborhood here. The thing we've got to watch out for, though, is the air pollution along the way, and finally replacing kind of the final neighborhood that's been in that polluted target. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.